Hey, hello guys, welcome to another class of vectors. So in this particular discussion we'll be learning about zero vector. So right now you have learned about vectors, right? That vector has magnitude and what? And direction, right? And we already know that in any xy plane from one point A to another point B, correct, the vector magnitude will be the length of this vector line, right? That is the magnitude or the absolute value, correct? That is, suppose this is a vector, this will be modulus of a vector, the length will be the modulus or the magnitude, and direction is shown by various things like the angles and the unit vectors, right? Now what if this magnitude is 0? Then what happens to this vector? Then A and B will coincide, right? It will turn to a single point, no, from point A to point B. You keep on making this small. So ultimately what will happen? When the length limit or the modulus of A, it tends to 0, A and B will coincide, right? A and B will coincide. Then that thing is called the zero vector. Now many of you will think that, okay, then why is it a vector? Means a point, a simple point, A and B coinciding means the whole vector will be represented by a single point. Now a point, what is the direction? How to know the direction? A vector without direction will only be a scalar quantity. If it has no direction, it has no meaning. Then how come we are saying that there is zero vector? Think very properly about this. So let me introduce you to certain facts about mathematical consistency. So this is one very important thing. Mathematical consistency of any theory, if they are taking into consideration maths. Like over here we have taken a lot of mathematical operations. We have done vector operations, addition, subtraction, multiplications of two kinds, that is dot product, cross product, right? We have taken mathematics into physics. Now there are certain portions when we have defined what we have told. Suppose there is one vector A1. We have done addition to A2. What will it give? It will give a vector quantity. So vector plus a so vector added with a vector will give a vector quantity. This has to be maintained in any which way. Okay. So now if someone asks, what is the vector quantity required to be added to a vector A? What is the vector quantity required to be added to vector A, which will give you the same vector A as the resultant? What is this vector quantity? This vector quantity itself is called as zero vector. Okay. So zero vector is a vector which, when added to the same vector, gives the same vector as a resultant. Okay. So this gives this addition of two vectors a mathematical consistency. Similarly, about subtraction also, which is same only, which when subtracted from a vector gives the same vector quantity. That itself is the zero vector. Correct. Zero vector will be, whenever you will be subtracting each component, zero vector will be represented by 0 I cap plus 0 j cap plus 0 k cap, right? So that the modulus of zero vector is correctly 0. That you already know. But to think in logical terms, that itself is the first barrier. That how can a point have any direction? Understood? So that is where main problem comes for many of the students while thinking about zero vector. That how can a single point have any direction? It should be multi-directional, or it should have no direction. Either it should be a scalar or it should have multi-directions. Okay, this is only for mathematical consistency, I will say, not much for any physical use. Okay. Another sort of, so in addition and subtraction, you are seeing that it's helping to define a vector which when added and subtracted to a vector gives the same vector quantity. So if someone asks you, tell me which is the vector quantity which when added to some vector A gives the same vector A as the resultant, it is the zero vector. Okay. And another sort of mathematical consistency is required during cross product. We were having problem, right? When we were defining cross product as cross product of a vector A with itself. Correct? What was it coming? Modulus of A vector, modulus of A vector, modulus of A vector, then sine of the angle between them. What is angle between A vector and A vector? That is 0. Vector pointing towards itself. Correct. Angle between the same vector is 0. And n cap will be perpendicular to the plane containing A vector. So what does the magnitude yield? 0 and n cap. Now when you are thinking of, let me draw two vectors first. When you are thinking of two different distinct vectors, A vector and B vector, then these two, for representing two distinct vectors, there is a plane, right? These two vectors can lie in a specific plane. Two distinct vectors, have a specific plane, right? Because two vectors representation means 3 points, one common tail point after translation of the vectors and two other points. Correct. So for denoting two distinct vectors, we require 3 points in space, and 3 points in space can be given by one specific plane. Okay, and for A cross B, the n cap will be given by the right hand thumb rule. We already know it in cross product. A is that side. So this will be B cross A, right? Going from B to A with the right hand thumb. This side will be A cross B. These will be the directions perpendicular to this plane containing A and B. Now, when we are doing A cross A, there is no plane, there is no specific plane which will define this vector, right? For example, what I am trying to say is, now you are doing A vector and you have crossed A vector with itself. So this contains how many points? 2 points. The tail and the head of the same vector, no 3 points. So 2 points in space can be contained by how many planes? Infinite number of planes, right? 2 points in space can be contained by infinite number of planes. Okay, so when someone asks you to do the right hand thumb rule, here you can't go from A to A anywhere. Then which perpendicular direction? Perpendicular in which direction? This can be one perpendicular direction. This can be one perpendicular direction to A. Correct. So there are multiple n cap vectors that can come. So again, that A cross A, there will be a problem in defining whether it is in which direction, because A cross A is coming as a 0 magnitude multiplied with the n cap. That n cap is not defined properly in which direction it will be. This, for mathematical consistency, we keep it as a 0 vector. Why we keep it as a mathematical consistency? Because we already have defined that vector cross producted with a vector will always yield a vector quantity. Now you can't say that when I am cross producting the vector with itself, any vector with itself, it is giving 0. It can't give 0. You're saying, nah, 0 n cap has no meaning. Let me tell it to be 0. No, we can't say that, because we have already defined in physics that a vector cross producting with another vector, let it be distinct or let it be itself, it has to give a vector. Okay, so even if the direction of A cross A has no meaning, or it can be in any direction whatsoever, still we define a vector 0 vector, so as to say that when a vector is cross producted with itself, it will give a vector which has a magnitude 0, and that is called a 0 vector. So here also it provides a very good mathematical consistency. People will not be flawed, the physics will not be flawed at certain points. Okay guys, so this was some this is not of much relevance in physics, okay, but just go through it, that how can a point have a direction. That concept itself is very luring to think. So don't waste much time on this right now, but you can think whenever you are free that how this concept of 0 vector can be used in any which ways. If you know it, if you know any more such use of 0 vector, you can also comment. Right now I am thinking about another thing, that is multiplication with a scalar. We have already learned scalar multiplied with a vector. What does it give? It gives a vector quantity, right? Like 2 a cap, it will give you 2 a cap. Modulus will be 2 times of a, direction of the vector will remain same, right? Lambda into a cap will give you lambda a cap. The magnitude will be lambda times modulus of a. It's only the magnitude, the length of the vector will get increased by lambda times, the direction will remain same. Now what if someone says that lambda is 0? Suppose I multiply with 0 any vector a, then what you will tell? Tell. So you can't report it as 0, because we already know scalar multiplied with a vector, it should give a vector quantity. So for mathematical consistency, we say that it is a 0 vector. Its magnitude is turning out to be 0, right? Correct. And direction is, what to say, it's not very well defined, but still we have to say that when 0 is multiplied by or a vector is multiplied by 0, the resultant is a 0 vector. You can't say the resultant of multiplying a vector with 0 is 0. No, that is a wrong statement. Understood? So in all these 2-3 cases, you are seeing that the concept of 0 vector is helping in giving a very good mathematical consistency, so that at 1 or 2 points in mathematics, the physics does not get flawed. Okay, so that we are able to define one answer. That's why the concept of 0 vectors has been introduced. Okay guys, so that's enough about 0 vectors. Okay, please do mention in the comments if you find it useful, and whether you know any more use of 0 vectors, where you have seen it. Please do mention in the comments. Okay, and if you want to see more of such videos, do subscribe. Okay, and to boost my confidence, you should give a like, right? If you like it, please give a like. Keep on giving the thumbs up, and okay, we'll meet you in the next class. Till then, keep on studying, keep on learning, and keep on loving physics. Okay guys, bye bye.